turning our piece right side out, slipping it on. Let's see if this bad boy does what it's supposed to do. All of this seam, once I serge it out, or in the case of if you're zigzagging it and trimming it out, then it won't look quite as wacky. I think the one thing that will bother me about this is it pulling forward. If you, over time, people pulling up and getting up. What I'm going to do in the back, I don't know if you can see, but through one of these spindles, I'm going to go ahead and make a tie on either side of that center piece. I'll put a tie and tie it, so when the chair is sitting there, there will be no movement. We'll tie it tight so it doesn't move around. Everything will stay into place. And that's our goal, is to not have something flopping around and having to fix. You want something that you can use at the moment and not worry about it. Remember, these are the holes for our straps. We'll do the straps next, so you can see how we do that. And I believe I'm going to go ahead and pin the little pleats we were talking about earlier, now that we have it right side out. She bought a cushion. I think she paid $5 for each cushion to go on top of these. Line this up so it looks pretty even. Remember, you're either going to be sitting on it or have it tucked under the table most of the time. Nobody will be making too much comment about what that looks like. The only one that'll make it crazy is you, I suppose. So, off to the next part. We're doing these slip covers for my blog partner, and she's not much of a foo-foo girl. So we're doing ties that don't turn into like some big bow. She wants it to be pretty, a little bit more modern looking, I suppose. I'm using this 3x5 card, the other measuring tool in my life. So we will have this, it will end up being about 2.5 inches wide. That's one. And you'll laugh, because so often, instead of measuring my seam on the side of my sewing machine, I will use the paint tape and measure out my 2.5 inches or 3 inches. You don't always have to do it the standard basic way. Let's go ahead and sew these up and turn it right side out. Put that at a 45-degree angle. That's how I get my angle, just by folding it. Trim it tight in the corner, as well as that corner. Back stitch. My 45-degree on there. Let's see. I ran out of bobbin. I use a nail file to get my point in. You have to be real careful not to poke it through the fabric, of course. And so, just kind of easy. When it's this wide, it won't be so hard to do. Iron this seam flat with the tip of the iron. That way, that seam will lie nice and flat. See, that's a pretty good corner. Kind of roll it until it lands the way you want. Just keep rolling it until you land on that seam. Pinch it and roll it. Here are the ties that go on the slipcover, and I'm using my fingers to measure those just as I did the slit where they go on the side of the slipcover. I'm going to pin that real quick, and there we go. I'm going to stitch that slowly. 3 times. Go. Well, I've sewn my ties on, and I've also pinned the little tabs that I put on the back of the seat to hold it onto the chair. I've turned it right side out, and we'll try it on. And then we'll draw the lines of where the skirt will go. Just take my pencil and run the lines. The top, the width of the chair. The back is a little bit tricky because it's going to be gathered. Pull it down, not too far, and align the fabric with the top. And we'll do this all the way around. I'm sewing on the tabs on the back of the seat that help hold the chair to the slip cover. I'm giving myself about a 3/4 of an inch seam allowance on the main body. The skirt is about a 1/2 inch. I've serged all of these, so all the seams are tight. So this is not your regular home ec class. This is how I gather. I pull the bottom fabric and push the top fabric through. You could do it your standard way, you could do it what's comfortable for you, but I'm telling you, this is the speed way. And I will do this all the way around, pulling the bottom fabric and pushing the top fabric in. If you have trouble with the top fabric, I like my fingers. It's a DNA issue. Well, let's see if this bad boy fits. Finished the skirt, I finished that last seam, and after I had gathered it all up, that's when I make that seam at the bottom. I always hand stitch the skirt of the chairs and things I do, but not everybody's up for that. But I will show you how I pin it, and it's a real easy deal. That tab I sewed on this little ribbon, tie that in, so get an accurate measurement for the skirt. before. And this. Just when I make drapes for people, I install them myself, and I always hem them after I have them hung. That way you have a really accurate measurement of what you want. Like I said, I normally hand stitch these. Most people would probably not even care and go ahead and machine stitch this. So this is for my blog partner. I told her she's going to have to hem it. She says, well, that's great, because I'm going to do it by machine, not by hand. So we'll get it done that way. Here's the finished product with the gathered skirt on. This is a long skirt. My blog partner thinks she'll probably be cutting those off and making it 4.5 inches long, the skirt. Here's the back, finished with a small bow. And the big question is fabric. On our blog, howtoloveyourhome.com, we have a fabric guide. Clicking onto this, then you will know exactly how much fabric you'll need for your projects. Now, they may not have all the chairs that like you have, but it's quite possible we'll come to something pretty close to it, so you can see a chair that's very similar to yours. Some of these are for upholstery and some are for slip covers. So go to howtoloveyourhome.com and check it out.